Hi, I'm Ryan. Welcome to 77 Rockets Woodworking. In this video, I'm going to be doing the Wine Caddy Challenge. Now this is the final product, but I'm going to be taking you into detail how I built this Wine Caddy right here for the Bearded Viking Woodworks Wine Caddy Challenge. Enjoy. So when this wine caddy challenge came up, I'd never built a wine caddy ever before. So I thought this would be a really good time to show my creative side. So I made a plan. And the plan was to cut my pieces. There you see that mitered box. And then I made myself a spline jig. I didn't really know what my layout on my splines was going to be, but I knew that there was going to be 3 each corner. So I kind of just rolled with it. I guess that's what happens when you're working late night. I really did mess around a lot with depth, just so I could get the perfect spline placement. So here I am taking my time and really checking my work. On the bottom spline, here you see I'm adjusting my table saw. I adjusted it to an 8-degree angle, and that's what I went with my cut for the bottom degree on my bottom spline. I think it worked out pretty well considering. Now it's time for the glue up. This was pretty fun. I decided to go with the base for this box was a cherry, and then I decided to throw in some walnut and then some purple heart and some more walnut. I felt like it gave it a lot of different variety as far as the box was concerned, and being that cherry's a little bit lighter, these darker colors would make it pop more, which I'm very happy with. Here I am just cutting the mitered splines off. Splines looking good, just need to get cut. And there's my layout, as you can see, that I'm going to be mortising out for the front handle. And here I am using my 3/8 bit Forstner bit to cut to the full depth of the mortise. I just went across from right to left, and I just made drilled holes. And then the plan was just to do the cleanup with the chisel, make it nice and really good fit for the actual piece itself. Something about working with hand tools, it's just very therapeutic. There's just something about it. It's just different. I've worked with a lot of different machines, but just working with hand tools and just having a mixture of both is just really just it's just a great feeling in the shop, you know. So after I cut down these pieces, I dadoed out a groove at the bottom, a little slot for the panel, and then I rabbited out the top for a top panel, and then I rabbited out the edge to lock the panel in, or not the panel, lock the both the corresponding side pieces of the box together. And there's the look. Just doing a little mock-up. If few more pieces here. All right, so I was gonna save this for voiceover, but I needed to cut these down a little bit for my dovetail joinery, and to kind of bring it back just so it's a little bit of a reveal over my box face. I put my masking tape over both sides on both pieces because I didn't want any tear out, and then I kind of figured why not have a backer so there's no tear out at all. So I used this scrap piece of plywood and I just cut against it real slow, and I used my trenching feature on my Bosch saw, and as you can see they came out pretty good, no tear out. I had a little bit of tear out before. I should have, when I initially cut them, I should have put masking tape and used a backer, but I didn't. It was pretty late and I was tired, but yeah, as you can see the result is pretty good, which I'm very happy with. Here I am using my miter gauge to grab out the grooves, and I also have my masking tape on the very edge so that there's no tear out whatsoever. Nice and smooth. Handy tool, and what I'm doing here is on each of my marks I pull an eighth over each side, and that's for my edge shoulder for the corresponding tail. I like to really make a set mark. I'll pull a few times and then use my thumb as a guide, and then create like a little groove so that when I set my jig to it, then I can really start cutting with and be a little bit more precise, you know. I jigged the wrong way, and I looked at it after I cut it and I was like, oh man, this isn't right. So I looked at it again, and then I thought about it for a second, and then I went to my next layout line and I make a pre-cut, and then I set the jig to it. And I got so lucky because it's within tolerance of what the waist is going to be for this pin between these tails. So I got super lucky, very lucky, because I've done a lot of work to this dado it, cut it down, rabbited the top groove, you know, so, and then rabbited out these grooves for the profile to fit a piece like this in. So whew, real lucky. So I'm just gonna keep rolling. Here I am cutting the shoulder side. I'll be cutting this one, the other one, and then for the other tail side of this piece, I'll be doing the same thing, cutting the shoulders off. And you just got to go nice and smooth with that, because it's easy just to lose the feel of your saw, and you'll be right past your line and into your tail. Now, most of the time that's going to be hidden, but you really just got to be careful and get a nice feel for your saw. Okay, so that's good and tight. I like to shadow my line simply so I can see. Sometimes I can't always see the marking gauge line because I try to go real light. So I try to and every time I'm going to cut anything for any type of joinery, I always do like a little back cut, test cut, whatever. I feel in my own mind, I guess, it helps me out. So maybe it would work for you too. And I just like to go real slow. And this is your 90 shoulder cut. Sometimes you have a little bit of waste left over. You can just clean that up with a chisel. And then you have your outside shoulders for your pins. Now, even though I really like this coping saw, and I for the price, you can't really beat it. I am looking into in the future to get a really nice fret saw. I think it will make my dovetail life a lot easier, and other projects a lot easier, just because the blade is a lot smaller, and you can just fit it into a cut. But I still love coping saw. It did come in handy. So here coming up, I use the backside of the chisel and I match it up to my line, and then I etch a line. I score a line across, and then I take my chisel sharp side and I carve out a little slot so that it helps me for when I take my waste out. Makes it a lot easier. Lots of detailed work going on here. This was a really fun project. It was really rewarding because I got to do a lot of different things. Not only just a lot of different things, the way that the build was set up, everything had to go right just for everything to lock into place, with all the grooves and all the joinery and everything that goes along with it. A lot of just things had to go right for me in order for this to work, and it just took a lot of work, which is very rewarding. As you can see, each piece is very detailed. Now you can start to see with this coping saw, as I take out the waste material, you can start to see the pins starting to take shape. Now these are the corresponding pins to the tails, and I just get them close to what the line is, and then I have to do a lot of chisel just to get them to what they need to be. Dry fit's looking good. I like how it's matching up to the inside box. I like to dry fit everything. Go over it over and over. Look at all those beautiful pieces. All that detailed work. God, that's so much fun. Another dry fit. Center panels, walnut. Slap some finish on them. There's a little mock-up with the panels. Getting everything dry fit in. And here's my Purple Heart. Both my side post glue up. There's the center I'm going to be mortising out for those side panels. Here I am cutting them with the miter sled. Or not the miter sled, the miter gauge. Another dry fit. A few different angles, looking good. I like how it's gonna look. Little beer, take a break, and box glue up. Now here I am cutting some top pieces of Purple Heart for the top side of the box. Nice little detail to this piece, I feel. Very happy with how it turned out, and you'll get to see the final picture soon enough. Putting the final touches on it. There's a few of them. Getting closer. Now just cutting the notch out for the bottle. Boom, look at that. All that hard work. Feels so good to see the final pictures. Very proud of this. If you like this video, check out these other videos. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. Laters.